Hello, this is Tammy Rundle, and I was wanting to share with you today a sympathy card that I've made for a friend of mine who lost her brother-in-law, and I just wanted to share with you how I feel about sympathy cards and cards in general. We make a lot of cards because we have fun doing it, and it helps us use our creativity. And sometimes, though, I think we make them and forget to send them. So I'm just wanting to stress the importance of, not only is it important to make a card, but it's also important to send a card. And so when my friend receives this, I hope that she understands the sentiment that comes from my heart. So what I used to make this card was the glossy cardstock that I used the baby white technique on. I did that a few videos back, so if you want to see how I did that, just check that out on my blog. And then I punched out or cut out these leaves from some leftover cardstock, and I used the leaves from the seasonal layers thinlits that are in the catalog, the annual catalog. I've used those before. And I used, for the base of my card, I used just the regular Whisper White cardstock. And I layered the old olive cardstock on that. Then my baby white glossy cardstock. And then I took a piece of vellum and I embossed this copper tree, which I had stamped with the Versamark ink using the Lovely as a Tree set that's been around since I started demonstrating, and I hope they never ever take it away. It's like the perfect tree stamp ever. And so I embossed that with the copper embossing powder, and then I layered all of that onto this piece, and I adhered it with there are these sheets that we had in the past, and they brought them back. They're called the adhesive sheets, and they're on page 203 in the annual catalog. And then I used my stamp set, Flourishing Phrases, which is actually a stamp set that includes two parts. It's right here. So I use this stamp here, and I stamped that in soft suede. Oh, and in case you're not familiar with the Lovely as a Tree stamp set, here's that stamp set. Isn't it cool? It fits a lot of different occasions, and you may have seen a lot of these trees on Pinterest, but I just love this stamp set. It's been with me since 2003. And so I'm not sure if you've ever embossed before, but these are the things that you'll need when you do emboss. You'll need an embossing buddy, which comes in this packet. This is the old packet. There's probably a new design, but same thing. So it's this powdery, chalky-like stuff that you take over your cardstock that you're getting ready to emboss. And it takes all of the oils from our fingers and any other residue that's on the cardstock that may cause the embossing powder to stick to it. It takes that off. And then you stamp in Versamark, which here's my Versamark pad. It's just clear ink. It's very tacky, and it stays moist for a very long time, so it is a really good way to emboss. And then your copper embossing powder, and when you emboss, you just pour the powder over what you're doing, and then you heat it with the heat tool. And I know there are lots of videos out there that show how to emboss. It's very important when you're embossing, you don't have to shake this around. It's not going to make it melt the powder any quicker. So just get your heat tool turned on. And I like to turn it on high unless I'm using like the window sheets or some kind of plastic. Turn it on high, let it heat up. Once it's heated up, then direct it at your stamp, and it'll melt that embossing powder, and you'll see the magic happen as it goes along. It doesn't take very long at all. It's so awesome. So this is my card for my friend. Be sure to send your cards when you make them, because you make them with good intention, And people really love it when they receive them. I know I do. Have a nice day, and I'll talk to you soon.